in the bright, buzzing heart of a small-town supermarket, where fluorescent lights hummed, like angry bees in carts, rattled across the tiled floor. 8-year-old Emma Grant stood frozen in aisle 7, her tiny hands pressed hard over her ears, braids swinging as she sobbed. The world was too loud, too bright, too much. Her stuffed fox, soft orange fur, black-tipped paws, a loyal companion she never left home without, hung limp in her grip. Tears carved shiny trails down her cheeks before we go deeper. If you believe kindness still matters, if you believe treating every human being with dignity, so please like this video, share it, comment your thoughts, and subscribe to Silent Struggles, and also tell us in the comments where you're watching from. We love hearing from you. Emma was autistic, and everyday noises could feel like thunderclaps inside her head. Today, the clatter of freezers, the beeps of scanners, and the chatter of strangers had built into a storm she couldn't escape. Her father, Alexander Grant, had only stepped away for a quick business call. He was a millionaire CEO of a thriving tech empire, but right now he was just a dad trying to give his daughter one normal outing. Lily Thompson, a supermarket cashier in her crisp white polo and red apron, spotted the little girl from 2 aisles away. Something in Lily's chest tightened. She knew that look. Her own younger brother had autism, and she had spent years learning how to quiet the storms. Without thinking twice, Lily left her register, knelt down on the cold floor, and gently touched Emma's arm. "Hey, sweetheart," Lily whispered, her voice soft as a lullaby. "It's okay. I see you're brave, little fox. Does he like quiet adventures too?" She held up the toy, letting Emma focus on its familiar face. Slowly, Lily guided the girl's hands down and helped her breathe in rhythm. 4 counts in, 4 counts out, just like she did with her brother. Emma's sobs quieted to hiccups. She clutched the fox tighter and leaned into Lily's gentle hug. Shoppers paused, watching the tender moment. A woman with a baby in her arms smiled softly, but not everyone did. The store manager, Mr. Hargrove, stormed over, face red with anger. "Lily, what on earth are you doing? You're supposed to be at checkout, not playing babysitter. Company policy is clear. No personal interactions that take you off task." Lily looked up, eyes wide but steady. "Sir, this little girl was having a meltdown. She needed help. I couldn't just walk past her." Hargrove crossed his arms. "That's not your job. You're fired. Effective immediately. Clock out and leave." Lily's heart sank. She needed this job. Bills were piling up and her brother depended on her support. But she stayed right there, still holding Emma's hand, refusing to let the child feel abandoned. From the far end of the aisle, a man in a sharp navy suit sprinted toward them. His face was pale with worry. The yellow arrow of fate seemed to point straight at him. Alexander Grant's polished dress shoes slapped against the floor as he ran. His phone call had been important, another multi-million-dollar deal, but nothing mattered more than his daughter. When he rounded the corner and saw Emma calm in the arms of a stranger, relief flooded him. Then he heard the manager's words, "You're fired." Lily stood slowly, brushing off her apron, her eyes glistening but her chin high. She turned to Emma with a warm smile. "You did so good, sweetie. Your fox is proud of you." Emma hugged her one last time before reaching for her dad. Alexander scooped his daughter up, holding her close. "Emma, baby, Daddy's here." His voice cracked. He had raised her alone since his wife passed away 3 years earlier. Autism had brought challenges he never imagined, and he often felt helpless in public places like this. Seeing a stranger show his little girl the exact kindness he prayed for every day moved something deep inside him. Mr. Hargrove didn't notice the tall man yet. He jabbed a finger at Lily. "Pack your things, Thompson. I've warned you before about going off script. Customers come first, not side dramas." Lily's voice trembled. "This wasn't a drama, sir. This was a child who couldn't speak for herself. If that cost me my job, then I guess I lost it doing the right thing." She glanced at Alexander, not knowing he was Emma's father, and gave a small, sad shrug. "I'm sorry if I caused any trouble, ma'am," she said to no one in particular. Shoppers murmured. One older lady whispered, "That's not right." A teenager filmed quietly on her phone. The air felt thick with injustice. Alexander set Emma down gently and stepped forward. His heart pounded harder than during any boardroom battle. This woman had done what his own high-paid nannies sometimes struggled to do. She had seen Emma, really seen her, and acted with pure compassion. He placed a protective hand on Lily's shoulder. "Wait," he said, voice low but commanding. Mr. Hargrove finally looked up and froze. The man in the expensive suit looked familiar, very familiar. Alexander's eyes locked on the manager. "You fired her for helping my daughter?" The store went quiet. Lily's mouth fell open. She hadn't known. Emma tugged her dad's sleeve, whispering, "She helped me. Daddy the fox helped too. Alexander felt tears prick his own eyes. In that moment, everything shifted. He had come to this supermarket for groceries, but life had handed him something far more important, a mirror of true humanity. Alexander Grant straightened to his full height, the powerful CEO, whose company had revolutionized smart home technology and made him a household name in business circles, now stood in a supermarket aisle like an ordinary father. But there was nothing ordinary about the fire in his eyes. "You fired her," he repeated, voice steady and cold, "for helping my autistic daughter during a meltdown?" Mr. Hargrove stammered. Mr. Grant, I didn't realize she was your child. We have policies." "Policies?" Alexander cut him off. His tone was calm, yet it carried the weight of boardrooms where billions were decided. "Policies that punish kindness? I've spent years building companies that value people over profits. And here in your store, one employee showed more leadership in 30 seconds than you have in your entire career." Lily stood frozen, still holding the stuffed fox Emma had handed back to her. She had no idea the man she had just comforted was a millionaire CEO, whose face had been on the cover of Forbes. Her knees felt weak. Alexander turned to her, his expression softening completely. "Ma'am, Lily, is it? I watched you from across the aisle before I could reach them. You didn't see a problem to fix. You saw a little girl who needed love. You spoke to her like she mattered. You made her feel safe when the whole world was screaming." His voice broke. "Thank you. From the bottom of my heart, thank you." Emma hugged Lily's leg again, burying her face in the red apron. "Thank you," she whispered. The first clear words she had spoken since the meltdown. Tears slipped down Lily's cheeks. "I have a brother with autism," she said quietly. "I know how hard it is, I couldn't walk away." Alexander nodded, understanding everything in that single sentence. Then came the twist no one saw coming. He pulled out his phone, dialed a number, and spoke clearly. "Legal team, it's Alex. I'm acquiring the supermarket chain today, effective immediately, and Mr. Hargrove here is no longer employed by the company." The manager's face went white. Alexander continued, eyes never leaving Lily. "And Lily Thompson? You're not fired. In fact, I'm offering you a new position. Store manager with full benefits, a starting salary that will change your life, and the freedom to train every employee on how to support families with special needs." Lily gasped. "But I'm just a cashier." "Not anymore," Alexander said, smiling through his own tears. "You're a hero, and heroes deserve better." Shoppers erupted in applause. The woman with the baby wiped her eyes. Phones captured the moment that would soon go viral. Alexander knelt beside his daughter and Lily. "Emma, this kind lady is going to help make stores safe for kids like you." And Lily, "So there's more." He reached into his jacket and handed her an envelope. He had been carrying for a different purpose, donation papers for an autism foundation he had quietly funded for years. "This is for you and your brother. Full scholarship for any training or therapy he needs. And if you ever want to start your own center for families like ours, my company will back you 100%. Lily's hands shook as she accepted the envelope. "Why are you doing all this?" she whispered. "Because you reminded me what matters," Alexander said, voice thick with emotion. "I've closed billion-dollar deals, but I've never felt richer than the moment I saw you choose kindness over fear. My late wife used to say the world heals one small act at a time. Today you proved her right." Emma smiled up at Lily, fox toy tucked safely under her arm. "Can we come back and see you?" she asked. "Every week," Lily promised, laughing through happy tears. Mr. Hargrove was escorted out quietly by security. The store felt lighter, brighter. Later that evening, as Alexander drove Emma home, the little girl fell asleep, clutching her fox. He glanced at the rearview mirror and whispered, "A quiet thank you to the universe." One woman's courage had not only saved his daughter's difficult afternoon, it had changed lives forever. The story spread like wildfire online. Millions watched the video of a millionaire CEO standing up for kindness. Lily became the new manager within days. She trained staff on sensory-friendly hours, quiet zones, and simple compassion. Families with autistic children began traveling from miles away just to shop there. Alexander visited often, sometimes with Emma, sometimes alone to thank Lily again. Their friendship grew into something beautiful, a partnership between a powerful CEO and a woman whose heart was bigger than any bank account. In the end, the world learned a simple truth that day in aisle 7. Kindness isn't weakness, it's the most powerful force on earth. When we choose to help someone in their hardest moment, no matter the cost, we don't just change their day, we change the world. So the next time you see a child struggling, or a stranger fighting an invisible battle, remember Lily. Remember, Alexander. Remember that one brave step can spark a miracle. Because in a world that sometimes feels too loud, too cold, and too busy, a single act of selfless love can heal hearts, restore hope, and remind us all what it truly means to be human.